Chief Media Officer for Real American Freestyle, Eric Bischoff himself. Eric, really great to have you here. Tell us what the Hulk's final days were like while you were working with him. He lived to 71. Average professional wrestlers don't even make it to 50. What can you reveal about his health to us?
Well, look, it's well known and documented that Hulk suffered a lot of injuries over the course of his career. And in the period of time that I was close to him over the course of 25 years, the last 15 of them, he underwent extensive back surgeries, neck surgeries, hip replacements, shoulder replacements, knee replacements. So his overall health was really marred by the injuries that he sustained over whatever it was, 40 years of, in-ring action. So he struggled a lot, but he fought through it.
He famously stopped steroids, and that told a lot to the public. And you were involved with that, with getting him away from Vince McMahon. Talk to me about that briefly.
Well, I think that, the era of steroids back in the 80s, the late 70s, the early 80s, of course, the steroid issue, probably still exists to this day, but at the height of it was really in the 80s when it was very unregulated. There were not a lot of laws and things like that, so there's a ton of abuse. But, Hulk, like a lot of other professional wrestlers, sports entertainers, call them what you like, really started getting away from the use of steroids, over the last 10 or 15 years.
Eric, Molly here. Thank you so much for giving us your time on this Saturday night, and condolences to you on the loss of your very dear friend. And what a legacy that has been left here, though. You created something, new and exciting here during what we didn't even know would be the final days of his life, the Real American Freestyle. We watched some of it last night. It was absolutely awesome, epic, exciting. Talk to me about that legacy, this new legacy that's really beginning.
It's so fascinating, Molly, and I'm glad you asked that question, because for me personally, I had known Hulk for 25 years or so professionally. We ended up being business partners and really became one of my best friends. And as shocking as his passing was, and it was devastating to a lot of us, obviously, but I kind of felt a new sense of empowerment, I guess, in a way, meaning he was so passionate about Real American Freestyle, and Hulk always thought big. His ideas were big. His approach to things was big. Sometimes the biggest challenge for me as a business partner was to kind of slow him down just a little bit and reel him in. But he had such a big vision for Real American Freestyle. And anybody that knew Hulk really, really well knew that he loved the hunt. He loved the chase. And his vision for Real American Freestyle was big, and I'm blessed, thank the Lord, to be in a position to help execute it. And I'm so grateful for that, along with Chad Bronstein, Israel Martinez, and a great team of people who all share that same passion.
Eric, last night, as we've talked about, you had the debut of this vision of Real American Freestyle on Fox Nation. Viewers saw Olympic champions and NCAA legends go head-to-head in high-stakes matches in Cleveland. The live event was billed as a tribute to Hulk Hogan. Here are some of the highlights from the show.
There's the attack we've been waiting for, Bubba.
There's something. There's something. Finish it. Wick's got to be careful.
He's looking for four.
He's looking for four. Wick's got to be careful because it's hot.
He got it.
I agree with you, Joe.
Oh!
Big crunk right there. You knew it was.
Whoa. Gentlemen, it was nice seeing you both, and what an evening we have, and that is a wrap for Captain America.
USA got the chance going.
Eric, tell us what moments stood out to you, and maybe a little bit about what it was like to be there, to think of what Hulk would have thought of it.
It was surreal, and honestly, I've been thinking about that all day. How would Hulk have reacted had he been there? And it just makes me smile, because the event, from the beginning to the very end, honestly, I've produced hundreds of events like these around the world, actually, and nothing has ever brought me more joy than what we did on Fox Nation last night. It just, from top to bottom, the athletes, the production, the fans, the response I've been getting all day long on social media has been blowing my mind. It's just been awesome, and I'm grateful is the only word I can come up with. guys. I wish I had a better word, but that's it.
Eric, it's Raymond Arroyo. We watched this last night, and I was struck by the Olympic style of this and how fast these matches were. You mentioned Hulk's vision for this Real American Freestyle. Give me a sense of what that vision was and contrast it with the WWF and the WWE, which you also were a part of.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing. When Hulk called me, the very first conversation we had, Hulk called me home and said, "Brother, I got this thing I'm doing." You know? And I'd heard that, I've had that kind of conversation many, many times before. But when Hulk started talking about why he felt the way he felt about this opportunity, it was all about the characters of the athletes. He saw stardom, quite honestly, in amateur wrestlers, what formerly known as amateur wrestlers, now the real professional wrestlers in freestyle. He saw so much potential in them as characters, as human beings, and he believed that if we could tell their stories, if we could bring their stories to the forefront, that the audience would embrace them. And that's been my focus. You know, we did these extensive background packages on them, and we brought them to life on the show. And once you get to know how dedicated, determined, tough, disciplined these athletes are, you can't help but to cheer them on. And the action speaks for itself, as you said. I mean, it's fast-paced, it's exciting, it's fun as hell.
Yeah.
It's great TV.
But
From
it's
a TV
real,
producer,
and
it's
real,
great
Eric.
TV.
I mean, let's
And
face it,
it's
a lot of the
real.
other stuff was choreographed in days gone by.
Of course, and for a guy like me who is involved in the creative side of things, I don't have to write anything. I just have to shoot it.
Eric Bischoff, thank you for joining us tonight, and we honor you and the legend of Hulk Hogan. Really sorry for your loss and all of our loss.
Thank you, Doc.
Be sure
Thank
to
you,
watch
Dr.
the
Siegel.
Real
Thank all of
American.
you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.